Hey, what up, guys? Today I wanted to do a visual review for those of you who, like me, are still running 16.5-inch wheels on your classic Ford, Chevy, or Dodge, GMC, some Jeeps. And I know that when you go out to see these tires, you only see them on the internet. You don't know what they look like. So I wanted to do this review to give you an example. I have 3 tires here, actually 4, counting the one dismounted here. And I want to start off by this one. This is the one, I just bought this one. This one is a Power King Super Highway 2. It's probably the cheapest of all of them. It's a 9.5 by 16.5. It's a 9-ply tire. It's rated for all position, meaning it can be on the steering axle, it can be on the rear axle. You can use them for trailers, motorhomes. It is a pretty good looking nostalgic tire. I like the ribbing on the side that gives it that classic look. It shows right here it is tread 5 plies, sidewall 4 plies, so that makes it a 9-ply. Let's see what other information we have here. The load range is a E. Load range single 1450. Load range dual. No, excuse me. Load range single in pounds is 3195, which is pretty heavy. And that's at 75 psi. Load range dual is 2835 at the same 75 psi. So this is a pretty this one is sold everywhere. You see it on eBay, you see it all over the place. The only thing that I didn't like, I bought 4 of them at one time, and it was quite a bit of money for all 4. I think it was close to $800 for all 4. And I sent 2 of them back. I bought them on eBay. They're brand new. I sent 2 of them back, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, I bought 2 tires from one seller and 2 tires from another seller. And Simple Tire was the one that had the free returns. And they took the 2 tires back, and they even paid me for the shipping and everything. So the reason why I did not like the tires when I first got them is because of the dismount look. I never had that tire before. The only 16.5 bias plies was this old Hercules Hercumile, which was a really good tire, no longer available. But this thing is a brute, and this is the model that I was looking after. Unfortunately, in a bias ply, you're really not going to find that for less than $300. But I think the tread patch on this one is 10 inches wide, and it's about 30 inches tall. It was just a brute, this tire. But as you can see, when it's dismounted, you see how it's flat in the center? Well, that's the way that these Power Kings were. So when they first came in, I couldn't see any tread on them at all. There was the tread, you couldn't even see it. But you see, now you can see the deep tread pattern. It has the lines on it for the alignment marks. Why this and a D-Stone 902 are not, the D-Stone 902s are not rated for steering axles, but this one is for some reason. I don't really know what the differences are between those tires, but you see how you can see the deep treads in here? Well, when it's dismounted, you can't see that. It actually crowned when it was mounted. I don't know if you can see the crowning of the tire, of the tread in the center. And once it got mounted on the rim, I was like, it's not a bad looking tire. I regretted sending the other ones back. But it's a pretty skinny tread patch, I should say. Let me measure it for you. I know sometimes that what they say online is not accurate. So the tread pattern is probably about 7 inches versus the Hercules was 10. And the total width of the tire looks to be about 9 3/4 inches wide. So it's a pretty skinny tire. It's not the widest tire out there. But for brand new, I think you can get them on eBay on a deal for like 150 bucks each. Sometimes they come in at 180. They're a little bit pricier for the 16.5s, but if you haven't seen one, what they look like besides their pictures on eBay, then this is the way it looks. And I see no videos of a review of these tires on eBay or YouTube, I should say, at all. So there it is. There's the Power King Super Highway. Now the treads are pretty deep, but when you first get the tires, the tread is flat, like that Hercumile there, and it wasn't very impressive when I bought them. That's why I sent them back. And then the next one up I bought these rims used, and they had these tires on there. But this is I'm really impressed with this tire. I like this one. The only problem is it's expensive. It's around 200 bucks each, and it's a Samson Super Tracker Plus XL. And it resembles a lot of the Hercules Hercumile. It looks a lot like it. The only thing is it's not as wide as the Hercules Hercumile. But this one is also a brute tire. It's a good looking tire. It's got those ribbings on the sidewall as well. It gives it that classic nostalgic look. And that's the whole reason for running these 16.5s. I mean, if you're not looking to just have that nostalgic look, why would you keep running 16.5s? The only other reason is hey, you know, I don't want to have to go buy 4 16s for $300 or $400 on eBay or some tire seller somewhere, and then go buy all brand new tires for it, because then you're going to be spending $1,200-1,300 out the door with, you know, rims and tires, when you can just buy tires for your 16.5s for your motorhome or your boat trailer or whatever you're looking at. And sometimes you can find these at tire shops on OfferUp and things, and they're selling the set for $300 or $400, $300 sometimes. You just got to check the date codes and look for cracking. But anyway, this is the Super Tracker Plus. And it's also a pretty good looking tire. It's a little taller, and it's a little wider than the Samson and then the Power King. All right. It's not coming out right today. Anyway, as you can see, this tire is used. It's not as deep a tread as the Power King, because it's used, of course. Now this one is about 7.5 tread patch, so it's about a 1/2 inch wider, and total tire width, you're looking about it's kind of skinnier, I think. Yeah, it's about 9 1/4. But it's a good looking tire. If I had a choice to buy all brand new, I'd buy this one instead of the Power King, just because of the way it looks. It looks a lot nicer. The tread is a little wider, and it's actually a little bit taller. I think it's coming in. Let me see. Got to adjust my tape measure here. It's coming in. Let me see. Let me get it straight. Try to get it as straight as I can here. This one's coming in at about 30 3/4 inches, 30 3/4 high. So it's taller than the Power King. That's why I liked it. With the old 3-speed transmissions, you want the tallest tires you can get. This one, Power King, it comes in at around 30 3/4. It's only about a 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch difference. They are very similar. It's just, I think the Samson Super Tracker is a lot better quality of a tire than the Power King. It's just the Power King, they sell more because they're cheaper and they're all over the place. You can buy them anywhere. I think you can even order them through Walmart or something like that. But it gives you that classic nostalgic look for your old classic truck, your motorhome. And if you don't want to buy 16s and you just want to buy the tires, there you go. Now moving on to this tire, I think is probably the best overall go anywhere tire. It's a Radial. It's a Firestone Transforce HT. Not only do they sell these in 16.5, but they sell them in 15, 16, 17. It's a very common tire for Firestone. This is mounted on a 16.5 by 8.25 inch wagon wheel. And these are 6 3/4, so that's a 16.5 by 6 3/4. So they are going to look a little bit skinnier versus this 8.25 wheel. It looks monstrous when you compare the two together. This is a true Radial tire. It was one of the only ones that mass-produced a Radial for a 16.5 inch wheel. When I bought these wheels, they're only about 5 years old, these tires, I should say. I bought them brand new because my truck had the Hercules Hercumile on them when I bought them. Some guy had a camper on the truck and he basically only drove the truck on the holidays, so the truck just sat for long periods of time. And those Hercules Hercumile, they have a date code of 1971, but these are the tires that were on my truck when I bought the truck about 5-6 years ago. And these were the tires that were on there. So you can see it still has some deep tread. And when I first replaced the tires, I didn't know about 16.5 versus 16. I didn't know anything at that time. I had just bought the truck. I didn't know that they phased 16.5s out like around in the late 80s, early 90s. You know, they were BF Goodrich, Firestone, Bridgestone. All those people stopped making them. So I got these for about $150 each at the time, which was a deal. And it's basically your overall Radial tire. It's got great tread, wet weather, cold weather, whatever. It's about 7.5 tread pattern, so they're kind of close on the tread pattern, but the tire is a lot wider. This one is it's about 10 inches. They keep them close, but I've noticed that this one is generally a little wider and a little taller than the bias plies. And it has the Radial look. I mean, it's just a common Radial tire. So the max load single is 3,195 pounds. The max load dual, 2,835, and it's rated at 80 psi. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, and then the good thing about the Radials is you can stretch them. And right here, I have the 16.5 by 9 3/4 that I was running on the rears, and you can see it fits on there no problem. Gives it a lot beefier look. A lot of guys don't like that lip look. You know, the lip of the wheel. A lot of guys don't like that. But I had the tires and I had 2 different sets of wheels. I do have 4 8.25s, but I have 2 9 3/4, so it gives it kind of a cool look. So sometimes I run these in the rear and I run these in the front. And they do clear, barely clear the fenders. I'm running it on a 69 Ford F250, so I haven't had any problems. It's the same exact tire as this one. It's just stretched onto a 9 3/4 inch wheel. And it's just an overall regular Radial tire, a Goodyear Wrangler or Firestone, Bridgestone. You know, it has pretty much the same characteristics, although a Radial versus a bias ply is not going to be the same in handling. Of course, these are going to be a lot quieter. more durable, you know, but if you want that classic nostalgic look, you go with the bias ply. And these ones, so overall, what I'm getting at is if you're making a decision on these tires and you just wanted to see what they look like, because that's the purpose of this video. It's hard to tell when you're going to go spend $200 for a tire and you just see a picture on the internet. And then you get the tire and you're like, this didn't look anything like it. Well, these are very quiet, and they're just like a common tire you would have on your car today. So they're good, you know, they're pretty heavy duty. 3,195 pounds, that's a lot. Could handle a lot. So it'll do everything a bias ply will do. And I think I forgot to mention that that Samson Super Tracker, that's a 12 ply tire. So you got 9 ply, which is pretty much light duty, medium to light duty, medium, heavy duty. That one is a 12 ply. This one you can consider a heavy duty tire as well. It's a Radial. This one is the tallest of them all, which I was kind of disappointed in the Power Kings for that reason, because they were so much shorter. But this one comes in at about 31 and 3/4, so it's a good inch taller than all of those other tires. It's kind of hard to tell looking at them side by side right here, but you can see, if you look at the starting from the right to the left, you can see the Firestone is taller than all of them, which is good again for those 3-speed transmissions. You see, you don't have an overdrive, you want the tallest tire you can get. So you got the modern day Radial. These right now, they're probably going for $180 each on eBay or wherever. This little dude right here, Samson Super Tracker Plus, that one's going for over $200 or close to it. This one right here, if you can find it, it's about $170. If you can find it for that price, I should say. It's all over the internet, very easy to find. So there you have it. The only one that I don't have to show you is the Stone 902. But for some reason they say that that tire is not rated for steering, only for trailers. So it's cheap. It's like $130 a tire. So there you have it. I just wanted to make this video, so if you have a old classic motorhome, boat trailer, classic truck that you just bought and it has 16.5s on it, and you're contemplating buying all new wheels, or if you just want to do tires only, this is what they look like and what you get for your money. Hope that helps somebody out there.